Hello, grandson. This is your grandfather. And, I said that I would make these videos and have some time with you. So I have this book here. It's about how to design and build centrifugal fans for the home shop by David Gingery. And he's one of my childhood heroes because he made a whole machine shop out of scrap, junk he had laying around and making castings and stuff. And I always wanted to complete his course of work one book at a time. And I just never did. Life got in the way. Of course, I got to run industrial machines. I mean, I always liked machining and welding. And I thought I would try this as a grandfather grandson project. Of course, as in any time, I'm on limited funds. I don't have 100 zillion, bajillion, credillion dollars, but we don't need it. So I'm going to start with this: how to design and build centrifugal fans for the home shop. And this is the beginning of this video series. This is going to be one, I guess. The number one, how to move air, which I can do, as you'll find out in these videos, grandson. Little Indigo, by the way, if I haven't introduced him to anyone else who's watching this, my firstborn grandson, Indigo. And of course, probably the heir to the Joker's Junkyard, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But now I thought I would do this reading chapter by chapter, kind of like a book on tape. So if you're bored by this kind of stuff, you're probably gone by now. It's been just a minute and a half of some guy talking. But I'm just going to start out with the disclaimer that will be at the beginning of probably every book and the introduction. And we're just going to start from zero. Because, I see a lot of things about like coding and writing apps, and that's cool. And they start you out assuming that you know zero. I don't see a lot of shop things that just bring you along and say, well, here it is from base one. You don't know anything? Cool, let's find out. So let's do that, grandson. Let's find out what Grandpa does. His whole life living making these stupid parts. Anyway, I'll leave it on the text, or you vote. You tell me. Do you want to see my flapping face when I talk? Is that what it looks like when you're talking to a grandpa when he's reading to you? Okay, anyway. Here we go. Let's begin. The book is How to Design and Build Centrifugal Fans for the Home Shop by David J. Gingery. Notice of disclaimer. The author of this book is not a professional engineer, nor has he had the formal training in the design or operation of the project. The author is an amateur, but has been successful in building and operating the project discussed herein. The methods that he used and describes are presented merely as guidelines for the amateurs in developing such a project. The project can be dangerous, and the dangers have been pointed out whenever possible. Since the author is not a professional, in this field, there may well be other dangers involved in the building and operation of the project. The author hereby disclaims any liability for injury to persons or property that may result while using this project book, and the author does not intend by this publication to explain all dangers known or unknown that may exist in the building and operation of this project. Lindsay Publication has not built this product, nor does it endorse the methods described. Lindsay Publications, Inc. assumes no liability for injury to persons or property that may result from the use of this information. Whew. That's a mouthful for be careful. Excuse my coughing. I get a dry throat when I talk with my mouth. That brings us to the 3 safety rules in a shop, which are important, grandson. And they're wise. You can use them your whole life. There's only 3 safety rules. Rule number one is protect yourself. If you see something dangerous, don't approach it. Don't put your fingers in fire or by sharp edges or in dangerous circumstances. The second thing is we keep each other safe. If I see you doing something and I go, oh my gosh, you could go blind if you don't wear the proper eye protection. Well, I'm not trying to get on you. It's rule number two. We keep each other safe. Because if I do something stupid, I want you to go, Grandpa, put a hard hat on. If that stuff falls in your head, it will kill you. And then rule number three is we keep our things safe, which is the lowest thing on the belief system, I guess, or the safety system. Certainly, every piece of equipment you should use, if you see dangling or frayed ropes or electrical cords that are just not correct, if something isn't right or is dangerous because it's worn or broken, it needs to be replaced, repaired, or reported. That comes in the maintenance files later. But anyway, those are the three rules. We keep ourselves safe, we keep each other safe, and we keep our things safe. So we got to take good care of our stuff and take good care of each other. And most importantly, take care of yourself, okay? I love you. I have to get a glass of water and I'll do another transition.